Isn't it wonderful that things have changed so very much in our world? When I came up, being born to a family, my parents considered children, and I think their whole generation, it's not just my parents, considered children a reflection of them. Like, you are now a reflection of me. Chip off the old block, all that stuff. And therefore, if you don't act like I need you to act, something's wrong. And we were molded to behave in a way that complemented or enhanced the parental energy. And they did that because that's how they survived. That's how they survived. They were passing on their survival skills to us. How wonderful for us to be able to welcome children in and say, man, I don't know what you're going to bring to my world. You're bringing gifts and talents, and you're just going to be amazing, and I have no idea, and I'm going to teach you, and you're going to teach me, and we're going to roll with it together. And I have no idea what's going to happen. What a freeing space. I've often wondered how all of us would have evolved differently had we been given that vision of uniqueness from birth. And we'll wait to see this generation, because I think consciousness has lifted. You don't have to be religious or spiritual to understand it, but consciousness has lifted to really understand the uniqueness of people. So my grandchild will change the world. Giselle will change the world because they are being honored for the lights that they are. So that's really kind of what we're talking about today for us as humans. It's our energy creating our futures. So when we really begin to understand metaphysically that we respond to the energies around us and the energies within us, and our field creates our reality. So here we go. We know we're energy beings. We know the thoughts, the emotions, the beliefs that we hold create the vibration of the energy soup in which we live. My soup, my field, my vibration. Everybody understands that, correct? That's basic 101. So I'm in a really, really good mood. I'm happy, happy, happy. I'm shining. Something happens, or I wake up in a bad mood, or something happens that my will was thwarted. I hate it when my will is thwarted. Ugh! Do you? When my will is thwarted, I'm not happy. And when my will is thwarted, I look on only the problem. And what happens to my energy field? What happens to the soup of energy I live in? It tightens and it becomes angst. And every thought that has anxiety in it comes to the surface. Every thought that has, yet again, I'm getting not what I want, comes to the surface. And now my whole field, which was bright yesterday, becomes today. Now, if we realize that what we beacon out today brings us our tomorrow, what is my tomorrow going to look like? It's going to be confused, isn't it? If I can be happy one day and the next, I'm telling the universe I do not want consistency. I'm telling the universe that I am not clear. So when we begin to realize that being in a good mood draws back like, kind, and measure, happy, hopeful experiences, being in a mood that is less than optimum. If we even just believe life is hard, does anybody believe life is hard? Okay. Life is hard. Life is hard. I got to buck up, I got to muscle through, and I got to make it happen. Now, what am I going to draw back to me? Obstacles. Things that make me buck up, things that make me be strong, and it's never ending. And why still? Because I did it yesterday. If I did it yesterday, I can guarantee, I can take it to the bank, I'm going to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, until I consciously change what's in here and lift it up into something different. We all know, when you meditate, everybody meditate? When you meditate, like you can be grumble, coffee in the morning, grumble, day ahead. Okay, God, sit down. You call forth the light of the Christ in you. You call forth the love of Father, Mother, God. You go into your meditation, and when you're finished and you open your eyes, that grumble guy's gone. Have you ever noticed? Grumble guy's gone. You have literally shifted the frequency that you were putting out to create your future in that moment. That's why daily meditation is so important. But when you shift it, I want you to realize the power you have to instantaneously change your frequency. You guys with me? Okay. We know metaphysically what we focus on expands, and what we express creates. When you are in a bad mood, you do not see good. And when you see good, there is no bad. You with me? This is very simple metaphysics. It's so simple. Why is it so hard? Why are we not so certain that our reality is going to be fabulous tomorrow? I mean, I can say my reality is going to be fabulous tomorrow. But am I certain? I'm not sure. My will got thwarted the other day. My will may be thwarted again. I'm not sure. Do you see? We live in this mixed frequency where we have a beautiful subconscious mind, even though we're God's children, right? Child of God, child of God, child of God. We have a beautiful subconscious mind which stores and houses every thought we've had, every emotion we've felt, every belief that we've held. And it is vibrating. I feel great, I feel great, I feel great. Subconscious goes, yeah, just wait. You felt great before, it's going to happen again. Do you see? I wanted to share with you in Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East, Book 5. This is the one we're kind of gently using as a reference as we go through this month. Has anybody read it? It's really great. It's a great series. So anyway, here we go. This is what is said about the subconscious mind. We know what we hold and what we have energy in is our belief. A belief repeats. And it says that our beliefs will repeat, that the subconscious repeats that which has been stored, and man begins to believe that what is repeated is true. He is unable to segregate truth from falsehood. He has to be influenced yet again to redecide what is true. Repetition makes you believe it is a reality. I can't, therefore I can't. I am, therefore I can't. It becomes our truth. Do you think you believe any of the things you believe about yourself when you were little? Think about your 3-year-old self. If you could articulate an intelligent conversation with that 3-year-old self, and you told that 3-year-old self, it's going to really be bad for you later. You know, might as well buckle down, learn how to work really hard so you can make lots of money because it's not going to be easy. What would your 3-year-old self say to you? Some would say, go away. Some would go, oh, you're kidding me. And they would go into fear immediately, and they would contract. And all the hope and the joy and the one day I'm going to be will atrophy. I had this memory, so I think it's probably in all of us. I don't know how old I was, probably grade school, but I knew that what my parents believed was not true for me. I knew it. And I'm not going to be what they believe. I'm just not. And I was so certain, so happy, so joyful, like, yeah, you guys keep doing what you do. Fight away. That's great. Get a divorce. That'd be great. You know, I don't care. Do what you need to do. I felt there was something greater for me. And when I got into the world and I started being the adult that provides for myself, which I've always done, when I started having to go into their role, guess who I found? I found my parents. Even though I had those great ideals that I'm going to be not like them, spiritually I am not like them. But I am still as hard a worker as my father ever was. Do you understand? I still have pieces of them that I took on. Go back to those moments when we were free. Go back to those moments when we had hope. We don't have to really go to the childhood. We have to go to the higher self. We have to go to the Christ within us, our true divine potential, because we are children of God. We are God's children. So, the emotions, the thoughts create our future, and our wills get thwarted yet again. All right. As we realize that we are children of God and we bring all the old issues up to heal, we realize that we are not the issues. We are God expressing. And if I know I am God and not the issue I'm working through, do I not have power to work through that issue? If I know I have a higher self, I'm connected with God, divine, everything works together for good for him that loves the Lord. Gosh, I love God. This should be fabulous. But as I'm working through the issue of trying to heal something that came up for me, where does my eye have to stay? Has to stay on God. Has to stay on that. Does this make sense to everybody? Does everybody work through stuff? And you get clouded in it? And it's like, who set this up? Who set this up? In Life and Teachings, it talks about the fact that instinct and the intuition is hardwired to God. So our instinct and our intuition is hardwired to the divine I am, to my connection with God, who I am, and God expressing, hardwired. It's this reasoning mind, that subconscious area that gets in between. And when I start referencing that, then I go into the gray zone. But when I can go to intuition and instinct, I'll always be touching that divine. And this is what was written that I found very funny. Animals have never lost their instinct and intuition for the very reason that it is incapable of building an adverse thought structure, which our subconscious mind can be full of adverse thoughts about self. When a dog is set upon the trail of man or beast, he is incapable of thinking, can I do this? Consequently, he goes forward and follows the trail until something happens. Either the scent is gone or he finds the goal. The dog does not think, can I do this? What is the first thing we think when we start any goal? Can I do this? And when we ask that question, what are we accessing? History, subconscious mind. Have you ever done it before? How many times have you failed at it? What are you thinking? What did your parents say about you on that level? Can I do this? We are accessing history. We are not accessing our divinity. We're not accessing our intuition. We are not accessing our instinct. We're accessing that other space that we have created that is not part of our God self. We've created it. It's got God energy in it because we created it, but it's not part of the divine I am. Is everybody with me on that one? All right. I thought that was cute. I could just see a little doggy going, We have the capacity to choose. That's why we have that subconscious mind. We have been given free will. We have been given free will. We get to choose. So we have this space in which to choose, where we can step out of what I think I know is true into, well, let me check my past, into what are the possibilities and variables here. That's where free will lies. That's why it's important that we have that space, and all the more important that we relink it to the intuition and the instinct. Got it? All right. Intuition and instinct are the God energy in ourselves. They're the God energy in ourselves. Did you ever get a guidance to do something? And somebody says you really shouldn't? And what did you do? Did you do it or did you not? Both. Most of us do both. I get guidance. I've been with Patrick 30 years. I get guidance all the time, 32 years. And I remember when we first met, it's like, oh man, we're going to do this. We're going to have this huge healing thing. I'm going to rent this big, huge house. We're going to invite everybody in for healing. He goes, no, you're not. And I went, no, God told me yes. Get thee behind me if you don't want to play. I'm going. He was on board instantly. And never again did he ever say that to me. Because if guidance came, it was happening. It was going to happen. Do you hear? That's how you can actually do things you never thought you could do. Because you're doing the things that Spirit has prepared for you, and they are taking you there. With purpose, intention. All you have to do is say yes and go. So we are all God's beings. So we need to take the energy out of the subconscious mind, but not in an aggressive way. We can actually take energy out of the subconscious mind by enhancing the energy in the God presence within us. It's called critical mass. You know, we're all trying to shift critical mass of race consciousness. Critical mass has a vibration. Remember harmonic convergence, 87. And we all prayed. And critical mass went 51% positive. It was like, oh my God, thank you, God. And things shifted. The wall came down. Does anybody remember there was a wall in Germany? The wall came down. Prayer pieces started happening. Prophecies started not happening. This is when there was an interruption of the prophecies of Edgar Cayce. Check them out. They were clicking along. Then it got interrupted because critical mass shifted to 51%. All we got to do is shift critical mass in us. Shift our critical mass so that we are positive most of the time, or as much as we can be. So, activating the God energy within. We know God is within us, but do we always act it? We know God is in my cells. My cells are so brilliant. Do you know how brilliant your cells are? Your body's brilliant. It does all these things and you don't have to even have one conscious thought about it. It's brilliant. There's a God life force in it. Do you realize that most hospitals will tell you they don't heal you? They encourage your body to heal itself. They may add something to it. They may take something away. But if your body doesn't heal itself, they cannot make it heal it. Do you see? The cells, the divine intelligence within the cells is what moves to make you stronger and better. So, you will see that I gave you, well, let me read this to you first. In the book, this is Baird Spalding. He's doing lectures. He's an older man now. It's been probably 30, 40 years since he went on the adventure with the masters. But he's doing lectures, and this is from one of his lectures. He talks about when we want to change our own critical mass, those are my words, not his. When we want to change the vibratory frequency of self by using the word God. Then some people don't like that word. So if you like a better word that's for you, universal life force, whatever has the connotation of creator. But if you use the word God, G-O-D, you're accessing the vibration of everybody who's ever loved God. So that's kind of powerful too, whether it doesn't matter their faith. And we're accessing creator. If you use the word God or the word you use for God, you are immediately tuning your vibration to that frequency of creator, perfection, divinity. I mean, just shut your eyes and just say the word God. Do you feel like a peace that comes to you? Can you feel like a settling? All right, you can open your eyes. Okay. We have just activated the God energy within us. And then he gives a series of affirmations. In your bulletin, you have this page full of all these words. And I know you went, what are all these words about? These are the affirmations that he gives in this book for activating the God cells in your body. Now, I did not rewrite this. I typed it all up and I went, this is kind of rough. This isn't really our language anymore. Maybe I should edit it and make it in a user-friendly language. Or maybe I should have everybody else edit it and make it in a user-friendly language. And you know what Spirit said to me? The minute you do that, Cindy, your limitation and issues will be in the wording. It won't be clean. Their limitation will be in the wording, and it won't be clean. See? So the first is, God, I am success. Now, why would we start with that one? Why not? God, I'm love. God, I'm fabulous. God, I'm happy. Because if you are a success in everything. And that means my energy going through me is moving in a way that I call yes. I am love. I mean, that's good, but what am I doing? I'm loving. I am success. God energy moving through me in a way that is yes. Got it? How simple is that? God, I am success. God, I am abundantly able to succeed in every effort I truthfully designate. What does that do to your doubts? I'm able to succeed in every effort I truthfully designate. God, I am the exact knowledge that goes with the ability to succeed. Now, is Cindy the exact knowledge that goes with the ability to succeed in this moment as a human being in my thwarting of will, getting my will thwarted? No, I'm not. But when I connect with my intuition, my God self, my one with God, the exact knowledge I need for me to succeed will come to me. Got it? Can you feel it when I read it? God, I am the infinite love that attracts all substance to me and brings forth my success. That's the affirmation. I am the infinite love that attracts all substance to me that brings forth my success. Do you see you could not say that one before you said the ones above it? I know love is the greatest cohesive force in the universe. God, I am the intelligence that guides all of my success into right and profitable channels. Oh, now we're talking about my success in the world. The Father knows you have need of these things before you ask, yet you're supposed to ask. You're supposed to ask. So now I am a master, moving energy through me, and now I'm seeing it blessed in the world. Okay? God, I am the divine knowledge and wisdom that gives the perfect to all of my success. Whoa. That was perfect. That was perfect. How many times do we do something and we wait for someone else to have an opinion of it? How was that? Did I do okay? Was that okay? Did that make sense? Did you like how I typed it in blue? We do that. But now I am the divine knowledge and wisdom that gives the perfect to my success. Is exactly the way it needs to be. Now the toughie. God, I am the perfect Trinity. God, the conquering Christ. God, man, the one focal point of all creation. God, the conquering Christ. The God, man, the one focal point of all creation. If you can say these things, just say them. Feel them. I myself would say that, read it, shut my eyes, say it to myself, say the next one, shut my eyes, say it to myself, to anchor in these vibrations. If you said these things to yourself every day for a week, 2 weeks, what do you think would happen to you? You would change. We are activating the cells of God in our consciousness, activating the cells of God in our bodies, activating the cells of God within. How easy would this be to do? And if you guys are watching out on Facebook, I'll put it in the comments. I'll put them all down. We have the capacity to realign instinct and intuition so that we become impactful on this earth plane, in this reality that we call matter. We know matter doesn't exist. Science is already teaching us there is no thing as matter. Matter doesn't exist. It's vibrational movement taking form that we can recognize and relate to. We have the power to bring a higher force through us to this experience. How's that feel? Okay. If we do this, I activate the cells in my mind. We've done our mind, we've done our emotions, we've done our body. How will my future change? How will my future change? Because we're talking about investing energy to shift our future, to shift our reality, to shift tomorrow's. How will my future change? 5 minutes maybe? 5 minutes? 5 minutes. God, I'm going to do these. Be with me. Okay, I'm doing them. Okay, I'm done. Checking out God. 5 minutes. Changes your reality. Your future will change. And I will tell you, you guys know that I've shared this with you a million times. July 13th, 2013, Spirit told me this. If you will speak positively about everyone for a year, you will be amazed at how your life will change. That was how many years ago? I start my year over every 6 months because something comes out of my mouth. Dang it. I called myself, I had to go rent a car because of my little blip on the screen when my will was thwarted. And I called myself a name when I missed the turn. You ding dong. Dang, I got to start my year over again. And that was 2 weeks ago, or last week. You hear? But guess who's been focusing on it for 9 years? And guess who is getting better? And I see the love of people, and I see who they are, and I try to be so loving and accepting of their uniqueness. That's how they're learning. We're all learning. We're all here to learn. But I am going to take up my challenge as well. I'm going to take up my challenge because I want to activate the cells of my body in the God light so my tomorrow has become brighter. That is my desire. We are all beautiful, 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 beautiful children of God. We all chose this exact moment to be here. You guys chose this moment to sit in these chairs. You chose the time you were born. You chose the parents. You chose the whole drama you went through. We all chose it. I wouldn't have scripted yours. You probably wouldn't have scripted mine either. You had to give me a nice fluff script, which I would have enjoyed. But I chose this. Now I choose to rewrite. I've got the pen. I can create. And guys, the reason we're here is to learn about relationships. Do you realize that? When it's all said and done, it's how we treat each other. Do we love each other? Do we love? Do we care? Do we help? Do we expand? Do we have a good relationship with God, with the dogs, with each other? That's what it's about. This is the one planet in the whole gizmo where we can pretend like we're separate. We can pretend like we're individuals. And we're not all connected in God's mind. But in reality, we're all connected. But we get to come here so we can learn to relate. And we start by relating with ourselves. All right, let's go within. Let's just take a breath, and feel that beautiful, beautiful love of God in this room. And imagine, if you will, a column of light that comes over you and feel yourself just being held in that precious space. Father, Mother God, I call forth the highest light possible for each one. And I ask that as we breathe in that higher vibration into who we are. That we begin to activate intuition. Instinct. And as you breathe that in, let the knowing start to vibrate within you. I know that I know I am a child of God. Feel the love of Jesus Christ by your side. Feel the path he left for us that you can do too. I am child of God, he said. You are a child of God. Feel your heart open. God, I am success. God, I am the focal point of all creation. Just let it move through you. And breathe. Begin to feel your love to Creator, your love to God, your love to the Christ, your love to Jesus Christ, your love to all your guides and teachers. I can do this. I can do this. Breathe it in. And let your awareness come back to your chair. And God, we are so very, very grateful. We stand. Divinity in this moment. And so it is. So breathe and gently open your eyes. I hope that was helpful for you. And there is not a quiz next week to see who's been using their little papers. That's totally your choice, how you choose, what you choose. Everybody grows and blossoms in their own way. So, but just know, if you have any takeaway, never forget how divine you actually are, even in this body. Now say yay, God.